Early November in Poland brings a striking weather divide. While the western regions bask in golden sunlight, the east is shrouded in a thick, persistent fog. This contrast is not just a fleeting moment, but a recurring pattern that shapes the mood and rhythm of daily life across the country. In the east, dense fog rolls in overnight, blanketing villages and countryside in a mysterious, almost otherworldly haze. The world feels quieter, muffled by the mist, as if time itself has slowed down. Meanwhile in the west, a strong high-pressure system sweeps away the clouds, revealing clear blue skies and crisp autumn air. The sunlight glints off golden leaves, inviting people outdoors to savor the fleeting warmth before winter arrives. But for those in the east, the day begins under a blanket of low clouds and fog. The sun is hidden, the air feels damp and cold, and the landscape takes on a muted, almost monochrome palette. This fog isn't just lingering in place, it's on the move, slowly creeping westward as the hours pass. By tomorrow, more regions may find themselves waking up to a world wrapped in mist, as the fog advances across the country. In the south, the story's different again. The mountain peaks rise above the fog layer, basking in brilliant sunshine. From above, it's a breathtaking sight, sunlit summits floating on a sea of clouds. Yet down in the valleys, the fog lingers stubbornly, filling every hollow and lowland with a thick, chilly mist. The difference between the bright peaks and the shadowy valleys is dramatic and almost surreal. The contrast is striking: clear, warm skies above, and a cold, gloomy world below. It's a vivid reminder of how geography and weather can create entirely different experiences just a few kilometers apart. This shifting pattern is a classic November scene in Poland. One day the world is bright and full of color, with sunlight streaming through the trees and people enjoying the last days of autumn. The next day, everything can change. Villages and fields swallowed by gray, the sun hidden behind a wall of mist, and the air filled with a quiet chill. Whether you're lucky enough to be enjoying the sunshine, strolling through a sunlit park or relaxing in a city square, or you find yourself navigating the mist, bundled up against the damp chill, the weather shapes your day in unexpected ways. In Poland, change is always just around the corner. The weather can shift in a matter of hours, transforming the landscape and the mood of entire regions. It's a vivid reminder of how quickly autumn can give way to winter here. One moment, golden leaves and gentle sun. The next, frost, fog, and the first hints of snow. In Poland, the changing seasons are always a spectacle to behold. To really understand why the weather can be so different from one region to another, we need to look at something called atmospheric pressure. This invisible force is always at work above us, shaping the weather we experience every day. It's the reason why you might see sunshine in one place, and storm clouds just a few kilometers away. High-pressure systems act like protective shields in the sky. They push air downwards, which stops clouds from forming and keeps the weather calm and dry. That's why, right now, Western Poland is basking in clear blue skies and plenty of sunshine. These highs are often responsible for those beautiful, settled days when everything feels peaceful and bright. Low-pressure systems, on the other hand, work in the opposite way. They pull air upwards, which cools and condenses to form clouds. This is why lows are usually linked to unsettled weather. Think rain, snow, or even thunderstorms. When a low moves in, you can expect the sky to darken and the weather to turn wet or wintry. The constant push and pull between these high and low pressure systems is what creates the ever-changing weather patterns we see. Sometimes the balance tips one way, bringing long stretches of sunshine. Other times the scales shift and we get days of rain or snow. This ongoing battle is what makes weather forecasting both fascinating and challenging. Air always moves from areas of high pressure to areas of low pressure, and this movement is what we feel as wind. The bigger the difference in pressure, the faster the air moves and the stronger the wind becomes. That's why some days are breezy, while others are calm. At the moment, a strong high-pressure system is dominating much of Poland, especially in the west, keeping storms and clouds away. But in the east, this high isn't as powerful, so moist, damp air is able to stick around, leading to foggy mornings and gray afternoons. As we move closer to the weekend, this high-pressure system will start to weaken. That means it won't be able to hold back the low-pressure system waiting just to the west. Once the high fades, clouds will roll in, winds will pick up, and rain is likely to return, especially in areas that have been dry and sunny. This ongoing cycle, where calm, sunny weather is chased away by clouds and storms, only to return again later, is a never-ending dance in our atmosphere. It's what keeps our weather so dynamic and unpredictable. In the end, it's this constant battle between high and low pressure that decides whether we wake up to sunshine or storms. Every day, the atmosphere writes a new story, and we get to experience it firsthand. Today, Thursday, November 6th, much of Poland enjoys a rare, mild autumn day thanks to high pressure. Light southern breezes and temperatures up to 14 degrees Celsius in the southwest make it feel almost spring-like. Only the northeast stays cooler, with fog and low clouds keeping things chilly. But clear skies at night mean rapid cooling. Expect frosty mornings, especially in the south. This is classic autumn: sunny days, cold nights, and a fleeting sense of warmth. Enjoy it while it lasts. The forecast shows a shift to cloudier, wetter, and windier weather as the weekend arrives. The high-pressure Guardian is retreating, and unsettled conditions are on the way. So, take advantage of today's sunshine before the gray returns. These calm, golden days are numbered. Make the most of them before winter's chill sets in. Looking past the weekend, the mid-November forecast is a toss-up. Some models hint at a brief warm spell with highs up to 15 degrees, while others predict a sharp cold snap with freezing nights. The difference is dramatic, either a taste of late autumn warmth or an early blast of winter. Most models are now leaning toward a cooling trend after the 14th, with sub-zero nights becoming more likely. The chance of snow has been pushed back, but a significant cold event around the 18th or 19th remains possible. Forecasting this far ahead is all about probabilities, not certainties. The only sure thing: big changes are coming. Why do forecasts change so much? It's all about how weather models work. These models use a global grid filled with real-time data from stations, satellites, and aircraft. Supercomputers crunch the numbers, simulating how the atmosphere will evolve. But the atmosphere is chaotic. Tiny errors in the starting data can lead to wildly different outcomes. That's why forecasters run ensembles, dozens of model runs with slightly different starting points. If most runs show cold, the odds of a cold snap rise, even if one run shows warmth. Right now, most ensemble members point to a cooling trend for mid-November. It's like polling a crowd. The majority view usually wins. This approach helps us navigate the uncertainty of long-range forecasts. As mid-November nears, models suggest the first real cold snap could be on the way. A series of low-pressure systems over the Arctic and Scandinavia may open a direct path for Arctic air to surge south. This northerly advection could bring a dramatic temperature drop and the first hints of snow. The exact track is uncertain. Will the coldest air hit Poland or pass us by? Even if we miss the core, we'll feel the chill. The Baltic and North Seas may soften the cold but add moisture, increasing the chance of snow if temperatures drop enough. Winter's ingredients are assembling on the horizon. November's weather isn't just numbers, it's a feast for the eyes. The month of November in Poland is a visual symphony, where every day brings a new masterpiece painted across the sky. The crisp air and the changing light create a dynamic canvas that is both breathtaking and ephemeral. Low sun angles and mid-level clouds create stunning sunrises and sunsets, painting the sky in pinks and reds. These moments are fleeting, but they leave a lasting impression, as if the sky itself is putting on a show just for you. The colors are so vivid, they almost seem unreal, a perfect blend of nature's palette. Virga, rain or snow that evaporates before reaching the ground, adds wispy trails to the sky, especially at dawn and dusk. These delicate streaks of moisture create an ethereal atmosphere, making the sky look like a watercolor painting in motion. It's a phenomenon that adds a touch of mystery and wonder to the already stunning visuals. Fog, too, transforms valleys into seas of cloud, with mountaintops rising like islands above the mist. This natural spectacle is both serene and dramatic, offering a sense of tranquility and awe. The fog blankets the landscape, creating a dreamlike scene that feels almost otherworldly. Inside the fog, the world feels hushed and magical, with trees emerging as ghostly silhouettes. The dense mist muffles sounds, creating a peaceful, almost eerie silence. It's a moment of quiet reflection where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, and the familiar turns into something enchanting. These scenes are direct evidence of the weather patterns at play: clear skies, frosty nights, and persistent valley fog. Each element contributes to the overall tapestry of November, showcasing the intricate dance between temperature, moisture, and light. It's a reminder of the complex and beautiful systems that govern our natural world. As the month goes on, these visuals will shift. Gray skies may take over, and fog could give way to the season's first snow. The landscape will transform once again, as the first flakes of snow bring a new kind of beauty. It's a continuous cycle of change, each phase offering its own unique charm and splendor. November's beauty is fleeting, but unforgettable. Each moment is a reminder to pause and appreciate the natural world around us. The dramatic light and changing scenery create memories that linger long after the month has passed. Watch the skies. They tell the story of the changing season. The clouds, the light, and the weather patterns are all part of a larger narrative, one that speaks to the passage of time and the beauty of nature's cycles. It's a story worth watching, and one that never gets old. Let's revisit the staircase of low-pressure systems forecast after November 15th. This pattern could lock Central Europe into a prolonged cold spell, not just a brief chill. It all depends on the jet stream. If it dips south, it opens a corridor for Arctic air to flood in. A wavy jet stream means cold air travels far. A flat one keeps it bottled up north. Recent model runs now delay the cold snap to around the 18th or 19th, but the trend is clear. The warm scenario is fading. The evidence points to a colder solution. The question isn't if it will get cold, but when and how cold. This staircase pattern could be the mechanism that finally ushers winter into Poland. Forecasters are watching closely as the details evolve. Prepare for a real taste of winter soon. So, what's the outlook for the rest of November? Enjoy today's sunshine, but expect a shift to cloudier, unsettled weather by the weekend. The middle of the month is uncertain, a brief warm-up is possible, but a significant cooling trend is more likely after the 18th. Overnight frosts will become common, and it's time to get winter gear ready. Snow. The odds are rising, especially in the north, east, and mountains, as cold air meets Baltic moisture. November is a month of transition. From golden autumn to the first real chill of winter. Expect a mix of sun, cloud, frost, and the season's first snowflakes as December approaches. Winter is coming. Be ready and enjoy the beauty of the changing season.